Cool. So does it start whenever?
Yeah, whenever you want.
Is this working? Is this good?
You're on.
You all right? Cool, cool. Welcome, welcome. John Riggs, how are you feeling? Maybe you saw me on Metal Jesus once upon a time. I also do videos on YouTube. I show you how to do tutorials on hacks and repros and et cetera, et cetera. And they asked me to come here and do it live. And I was like, oh, all right. So I was like asking someone to play Dance Dance Revolution standing on their hands or something. So I'm going to show you a little bit of what I do. They give me 45 minutes, so it's going to be like a crash course. I'll try to explain the best I can. Again, on my YouTube channel, if you just search for John Riggs or John Blue Riggs or something, or look in the comments of Metal Jesus' videos, you'll find me there too. And I have it broken down per video too. So, to give you just a very quick overlay of what you can do, this game came out in Japan, super awesome game, and here's this, Cosmopolis Galavan. Pretty cool title sequence, you know, it's all good. But you can turn something like that into something like this. If you wanted to, you have that option. It does take some time. It's a lot of trial and error. But we're gonna take Super Mario Brothers today and try to turn it into something. Who knows what? We'll see, I suppose. So I use a program. This is all for PC. I know I personally use a Mac. I don't know any great programs for Mac, so this is all going to be for PC. And this is a program called Tile Layer Pro. It's absolutely free to download. It's called Tile Layer Pro, and let me show you what it looks like. You download it, you open up any ROM, you can find ROMs on your own time. And I'll find, I already kind of had one kind of going here. So when you open it up, it looks like this, which is a bunch of jumbled mess. This is the game's coding. Don't worry about that. But when you scroll down a bit, and this is true for most games, it's going to look like this. Some games might have the graphics on top and everything, but when you scroll down a bit, you'll find what kind of looks like and resembles these pixel blocks. And that's kind of what we're looking for here. So these are, and I've already kind of edited some of the things here. Like this arrow was like Bowser's fireball. This, what looks like the top, and you can drag and drop these over here too. This was the Goomba. You know what? Let me go back. Let me actually show you what Super Mario Brothers looks like. Where do I keep my ROMs? I think it's in this folder. Perfect. I know nobody else has a random folder full of every Nintendo game ever made on their computer either. So when you scroll down here, okay, perfect. Here's Super Mario Brothers. The graphics are all in these little 8x8 pixel blocks. Sometimes it's kind of hard to see. This actually isn't so bad, but you see like here's his fireball animation frame 1, fireball animation frame 2. You see what looks like, and you can drag these over here. It's not going to change anything, but it will change it if you edit it on the thing. But here's like the flag after you go through the level, and the flag pops up on top of the deal. Or here's the Goomba. And never mind the colors. These colors are just a default palette. You can change the colors, and I'll show you how you can do that too. So there's, for instance, a Goomba. All right, and there's only one of them. But he walks, and it's because his animation mirrors with each step. So he just basically flips back and forth, back and forth. So you could, because I already did it over here, you can change that into, the Super Mario Brothers, or not Super Mario Brothers, the Pac-Man ghost. So he'll be flipping back and forth, which means his eyes are going to be looking left, right, which is totally fine. If you have trouble seeing what things are, and here's again Super Mario Brothers, I'll go back up here. You can kind of see Mario, kind of. And you can drag these over just to give you a better picture of what it is. Like, well, that looks like Mario. And this looks like the back of his head. I wish there's a quicker way to drag these over here. Here's his, something that looks kind of weird. And then, okay, so when you put this all together, that looks like one frame of animation. Now, fortunately or unfortunately, it's not as easy to change his face and then his face changes on all of them. So you have to go through each one and change each frame of animation. If you have trouble looking for the things, well, you can also change the colors. This is not going to change the in-game colors, but it'll give you a better understanding or a better look of like, well, his hat is red. So we'll change his hat red. Or you can also just double click on it and change, red. Perfect. His skin is blue, no. It's like a yellowish, orangish. I'll just choose yellow for the sake of seeing things out. And that's his hair plus suspenders, which is kind of a brownish color. So there's that. And you can also turn it over to the Go palette tile arranger, or yeah, transfer it through the arranger. The arranger is your drag and drop area. So there's that. And I'll show you how to change the colors in game too. But that just shows you what you're kind of looking for when it comes to changing graphics. And if I take this Mario and say, I want to remove his mustache. Well, here's his mustache, and this tile editor, whatever you change on here will change in game if you save it. Now I took off way too much there, and you can see whatever I change here will start editing a little bit there, so I can do that. Maybe I'll give him a red smiley face or something. And again, this is only going to change in 1 frame of animation. We could, I suppose, for the sake of simplicity, it's going to make the graphics kind of not work because he kind of bobs a little bit when he walks. But you can see the other frames of animation that are kind of the same. So you could even, he's going to have that smiley face for every thing. And that's going to be pretty silly. Just so I can show you what I just did. I will, you know what, using this one, I'm going to, here. Oh, really? Get that back there. I don't have a whole lot of surface room here, but you can drag these around. It's not going to bother anything. All right, the ghost I use for this one, and you can, if you're going, and you can borrow tiles from other games too and drag them on, drop them onto there, either by individually dragging this to here, so I'm going to change him or the Goomba into the ghost, or you can also right-click and drag. Make sure it's selected. Copy, go over here, paste, and then you can drag this whole thing so it goes right. Not there. As soon as it locks into place, and you can click anywhere else, now it's locked into place. So now, mustacheless, oh, I gotta change that too, for sure. That's gonna be pretty silly, I love it. So, mustacheless Mario, Ghost instead of Goombas, and immediately you can play this ROM and it's gonna be edited, it's gonna be already hacked. So I'm gonna save as is, don't save it because it'll save over your ROM. And I'll put it in the TLP folder just for a place to put it. Seriously? Really? I hate this computer. SMB, PRGE, call it that. Save. All right, let's load it up. Let's see what we can find. File, Air Pro. Right here. All right, so I have to grow so I can be Big Mario. And then you'll see the ghost right about there. And you can see there's the third one, what looks black is a transparency. So whatever's there, we'll just see right through it. Oh, perfect, thank you so much. You can tell I was struggling, huh? You can change the mushroom anything. The mushroom's the same as the one-up mushroom, so when you change that, it'll change that too. Oh, there we go, awesome. That was wonderful. All right. Now we'll rock with this for a second. So I'll turn that off for a second. We'll go back into, we'll go into, you know, I was gonna use that one. I'll just keep editing this one. That's even funnier. So we have that going on. We have this. Every Nintendo graphic has 3 colors, or it has 4. You see 4, but the black one is a transparency. So even though it looks black here, for instance, it's not actually black. It's transparent, so you can see right through his eyes, so you might have to fill those in to make that going on there. I'm going to save that for now. And we can change other stuff too. So if you can think of like a graphic from another video game that we can change into the fireball or the flag, or this is kind of cheating, but I found this other game. I didn't find it, it already existed. Called, I showed this on one of the other videos here. But the game, and I don't know if it's just convenience or they were doing the same thing I was doing, but the game Kid Cool, kind of a obscure. The animation graphic or the animation tiles are in the same placement as it is in Super Mario Brothers. So you can literally just grab all of those. And we're gonna drop it right onto Mario where it starts, the back of his head. And then these will loop around to properly fill in. And that actually might have just screwed up some other graphics too, and that's fine. So then we save that as, now when we play this. Now, small Mario still, well, we should come up with something different Mario. What's another smaller character from a video game that we can replace him with?
Bubble Bobble.
Bubble Bobble? Love it. We'll do Kirby next. And Bubble Bobble might, well, I'll use what graphics I can from Bubble Bobble. Maybe it'll be one of the enemies or something. We need to find, and like I said before, this is like my work computer, so I also have like other things on here. But Bubble Bobble, let's see what we can find in Bubble Bobble. That's the easiest thing to do, seriously. You can recreate graphics, and I've done that, and it's very time consuming, but if you can just borrow graphics from other games, man, all the power to you. Now, Bubble Bobble actually might work pretty well. Like, so here is the front of his face. So we'll put that as the front of Mario. Facing the wrong way, so over here in the tile arranger, if you swap that, and if you swap it back and forth, you can see, like there's his face, you can go back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, let's do that. So here's the bottom part of him, which would be like this. This is gonna be crazy. This is the top back part, I bet. And then the bottom back, which would be like his tail, probably. This looks like a tail. I don't know what's going on outside, but it sounds like they're having fun. All right, and then you can just kind of, there's not going to be any animation to him. He's just going to be a sliding style. So down, back, anything that resembles that, face, forward, the back half of the head, another back half of the head, the tail. This is not going to be perfect by any means. There we go. That's what I needed. Thank you. All right. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I already have. All right. The color's going to be off, and we'll show you how you can change the colors on this right quick. So let's save it. That's the saved one. Let's have a look. Oh, no, that's wonderful. Oh, he's missing his, what? Oh, he just, no, you know what? We're going to keep it. I love it. All right, so I'm actually okay with that. And when he jumps, you can see, like, so when he jumps, there's still that part with him busting out of his cosplay a little bit. We're going to keep that for now. But I want to change the color of what he is. So that's the default color palette. And to do that, we're not going to need this for now. I'll just leave that open. We are going to need the color photo, which I have saved here. And this here, every color you've ever seen on any Nintendo game is one of these colors. This is all of them. Starting with white all the way to, now this ends at OD, but then in hex editing, OF is still black, but OD, OE, OF, they're all going to be black. And then there's also more blue than any other color, which is one of those, like, did you know in gaming, that's the reason why Mega Man is blue, is because there's more shades of blue, whatever. So we can look at this, and we're going to come back to this for a second. You'll see in each one of these, and if you know, like I knew nothing about hex editing before I started doing this. I still know nothing about hex editing. But in doing this, you're actually going to do a little bit of hex editing, you don't even know it. Each color represents a different color code. 30 is white, that's the whitest you can do on a Nintendo game. And then there's 20, you can't really tell on this monitor, but it's a little bit darker. And then 10 is darker than that, and 0 is darker than that. You can see that with, like, 31 is a light blue, down to a dark blue, so 1, and then the 3 is a, whatever. Okay, so we're going to come back to that here in just a moment, where we're going to take this game. I use FCUX, and there is a default plugin. There is a hex editor. And I wouldn't involve myself so much with the hex editor, because this is, where to go? Why is it in the background? I'm going to pause that for a second. That way it doesn't get tired. Where is it? You know what? It might be. This is something. This is for editing text, and I'll show you that for a second.
Hold the Windows key and press left to right. It should jump.
Yeah, hold Windows key and play first.
I was gonna say, anybody smarter than me, let me know how to.
Yeah, you have to move the window. Right.
Either right click and start to move.
Right click something.
Yeah.
Right click there.
Right click background. The other right click. There we go.
No, wrong.
Screen resolution. Right. Because at work I have multiple monitors, so should I just detect?
Can I,
You're already on 2K, so you should.
can I go up?
All right, Windows expert, come on.
Come on up.
Come on up.
Appreciate it. All right, dude. Yeah, of course. All right, he's taking over.
So what you do is, can I close this window right here?
Close whatever you want.
Okay.
Hold on.
And reopen it. Can you? Oh, I closed it entirely. Can you reopen it?
Oh, sure. Oh, the hex, I see.
Yeah.
Yep, it is the, so it'd be this, and then the debug hex.
Okay. So you can.
Right click on the hex editor window and you pop it up.
Yeah. There we go. So you move it, and then you can use
Arrow keys.
arrows because it's on another monitor.
Oh, yeah. And the other monitor is usually here.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. There we go.
Well, look at that. See, I learned something today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll get it up for this dude. Come on now. Oh, I thought we could have went home early. Oh, well.
Yeah, can I go home early?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to help you out here. All right, we're going to go back into Mario. Kind of. All right. So, we're going to find, so this is the hex editor. This is what's active. And then in the view function, there's the ROM file. And this is the entire game, whether it's running or not. This is all of it. Bunch of hex coding stuff. Stuff means stuff and whatever. It's really about what it comes down to. Part of the debug is also this PPU viewer, and this shows you, seriously, dude. So how'd you do that again? You clicked on it, and then you hit the arrow over?
Hold on.
Oh, right click. All right.
And then
Right click here.
you have to hold down the shift key.
Dude.
There you go. And select move.
Move.
And then use your cursor on the your right. Yeah.
There we go. Wow, look at this. That's what I get for using two monitors, I guess. All right, so this is every graphic that's going to be in this level. And like if you change the levels or change, like segues or anything, these graphics change. Some of them are background graphics. Some of them are the actual graphics for the level. And you can see other little elements of, like, here's a coin, here's the text, here's the brick, the 2 layers of brick. It also shows you all the color palettes for each thing. Now this one here, 22, that's the sky, and that's that transparency graphic I was talking about. So it's going to be the same on all of them. But then here is 29, 1A, OF, which is black. And then you find, and it's usually this one down here on a lot of games, it is 16, 27, 18, which is 16 means the red, 27 means the other, like his skin, I guess, or whatever, and then 18 is the brown color. So we know 16, 27, 18. Here's the photo again, which corresponds with, it's not color perfect, but 16, 27, 18. So there's that kind of red, it looks kind of orangish here, but red, skin tone, and then brown. So 16, 27, 18. Perfect. We're gonna keep that in mind. We're gonna go to our hex editor, and we're going to search for 16, 27, 18. And we're gonna find 1 or 2 of them. In this case, we're gonna find a few of them. We'll go back to the top one. So at 16, 27, 18. So from here, we can change it. So it's, we can try to match the bubble bobble colors by saying 16, 27, 18. Right. Well, we know 16 is, well, let's look at that. Look at the game again for a second. So 16 was the red, so that's going to be his skin tone. So 16, if we change it to a green, it's probably going to work. So we say, oh, give me the light green, like 19. So change 16 to 19. And it's as easy as, instead of saying 16, you click on it, 19. All right. The next one is 27, which was the fleshy color, and that's the spikes. I don't remember this color of the spikes on the Bubble Bobble game. I think it's about the same color. We can change it. Pick a color, any color.
2C.
It's 15? Sure. 15. Oh, come on now. And, oh, whatever. 16, not 16, 15. 15, sorry. So here's how to change the color. And then 18, which one, 14? There you say? Or which color?
I said 0D.
0D? Let's go with 0D. I dig it. 0D. All right, you can save it here and it's already set. If you save it, it will save. Also keep in mind that this is still open, so it'll save over one or the other. Now I already saved this, so if I edit anything, it's already saved in this, so I'll have to back out and come back in. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna close out of that for now. Don't need it, it's already saved. Go back into here, which is done. I haven't saved it yet, but you can still see it in real time by hitting reset. So now he has, that's kind of a cool Joker-esque. Man, Mario looks crazy, look at that. The skin tone and all that, so that's pretty cool, okay. That's all right, but his name still says Mario. We need to change his name from Mario to anything else. And we do that also through Hex. You know, well, and you know what, while we have the colors thing going on, we can change a couple more colors too. Like we have, and the pipes and the bushes are the same color palette. They just use the same thing. So like 29-1A OF, 29-1A OF. We'll go to here, which is right here. I'll search for 29-1A, oops, 0F. That's probably the right one. We'll rock with it anyway. We'll see what happens. Pick another color, any color.
2C.
What? 2C? Oh, that's what you were saying. 2C. I thought you were saying like fuchsia or something. 2C, and then the darker one will be like 1C. Perfect. 2C. So we're going to change that into a 2C right here. Which is 2C, go 1C, I'll reset it. So now the bushes and the other stuff is a different color. That's cool. I like it. But then we still need to change his name from Mario to something else. Now sometimes, and I want to show you something really quick on a different game. Sometimes you're lucky enough, like Little Name of the Dream Master, which is awesome. In the hex editor, it's going to do that again, is it now? I'll save. I'm going to save this in the meantime, just so I don't lose it. Where's my, oh, whatever. So the hex editor, of course, is already open. All right, so I'm going to remember this time. Right click, move. Awesome. I know how to do that now. That's cool. In the hex editor, if you're lucky, and I'm just going to scroll down until I see it. Oh, I got to go to the view ROM file. That's what I'm looking for. So here's all the text in the game Little Name of the Dream Master. So it's very easy to find in this one, not as easy to find in other ones, but this one has like, you know, hey little boy, what are you doing? This place is too dangerous for little boys, etc., etc. This place is too dangerous for little boys. He actually says that in the game? Cool. So I never thought about that before. And you can as easily say, you know, yo, you know, and then change the text. If you go too long, there's little like dots and periods afterwards. And those are almost like breakpoints, and this is a lot of trial and error of if you change it, it might break the coding in a way where it's like, well, I'll show you what happens. Welcome to the welcomes, whatever. Portland, sure. So we'll say if that was the case, which it totally could be. I don't know how long it takes me to actually get to that first part we start saying that. The tab button will help. So this might actually break up the text a bunch. Yeah, so sometimes that might happen, and so you have to go back in and don't save as, save as, don't save, because things might continue to break on you. And yeah. Oh, but you're going to mention that, really? Okay, perfect. Love that. Thank you. But in Super Mario Bros. It's not as easy because in Super Mario Bros. It doesn't have the text that you can see as clearly as the other game did, and that is when that other program I had open when I first came in here was open. So I want to find that again. Is it under? I think I just moved it into the TLP, which stands for Tile Layer Pro. I do a lot of this. I just usually save it on save folder. This is called Tablelator, which is TBLATER.exe. Tablelator will create the table I need to see the text in the hex editor, and which might not mean anything to you, but what it means to me is I go to the PPU viewer, which is also color changed, and I find out where the number starts. Well, if you look down here, and this is all, like where it says tile, I mean, like say with where it says palette, and you see like, 19, 15, the tile, these tile pieces, that's the hex of what those pieces are. That's how you can also create different elements in the game. So I'm gonna look where the numbers are, and this number starts at 0, 0, which is perfect, and then 0, 1 is 1, 0, 2 is 2. That's actually pretty easy to figure out. So you go to 0, 0, you automate numbers. There you go, perfect. Now we start with the letters. Well, now some games have uppercase and lowercase. This is just uppercase. So all we need is 0A, which is right afterwards. So go to 0A, automate the uppercase one. If you have a lowercase one, you'll find out where that is. Sometimes it's in different places, sometimes it's as easy as that. And then that's where that is. So you save that table, because it's going to create a table for you. And then you need to save it as something that you can find easily. And I'll just call this one PRGE.tbl for table. It won't save it as a table file for some unknown reason. But there's PRGE.table. You save it. You go back into your hex editor. You file load your table. Dun, dun, dun. And then here's PRGE. And this is going to change, like these things are going to change here, but now you can scroll down, or just as easily Control F to find text. It's uppercase, so I'll say Mario. And then here's the first instance of the word Mario, world, time, Mario, time up, game over, welcome to Warp Zone. And it's another instance where you have to be within those restrictions for the sake of simplicity. So we can change Mario's name into any 5-letter name if you have one off the top of your head.
Steve.
Steve? I like Steve. Instead of saying world, what should we say that's like 5 letters or less?
Realm.
Realm. R-E-A-L-M. 4-letter word for time. It doesn't matter, it could be time. World. Realm. I like that. Realm. Mario. No, it's a Steve. I think it's Steve's. Time up, Mario. And then there's going to be a lot of instances for Mario too, so you have to change. There is, and this is for changing any game. There is a much easier way to do this in Super Mario Brothers that we're probably not going to have time for. Yeah, we're not going to have time today, because we're already almost out of here. But that's a good instance on how to do that. And now when you go back, you save. You don't have to save it. You can actually hit reset and see it for yourself. I might save it just for the sake of saving it. Save ROM. Seriously? Save ROM. So now up in the corner it says Steve. And here's Realm 1-1. And now I'm here. And this is what Realm 1-1 looks like. That's crazy. Fantastic. Good job. What do we have time for? We're almost, let's see here. Let me show you one thing that I haven't shown in any other convention ever. And that's how to change the title screen, since we're already here. And again, I know this is like a crash course, and I'm sorry about that, but again, like on my YouTube channel and also on Gamester81.com, where I post the videos too, everything is broken down step by step. I don't know what this means, some 90s sitcom. There is a... Is it under Mario Hacks? Where did I keep it? This is kind of an improv thing. Perfect. 2 more programs to definitely watch out for. One of them is this smbutil.exe. This is found on the ROM hacking website if you like to search for ROM hacks. And when you open I'm going to open the same one that we were just working on. like I showed you how to edit the text, and that'll work for any game. This is how you edit the text on at least, this is also how you can edit levels. So with this program, you can say, I don't want that there, I want that here. I don't want this Goomba here, I want this Goomba here, or maybe not. Maybe I don't want to do anything with that, I don't want to leave it there. I mean, you can do some stuff there. But there's also as easy as tools, edit text. There's Steve, that's Mario, but then it also goes through each one. So you can say realm, you can say, thank you Mario, Butter Princess in the Castle, thank you Luigi, Princess Castle, game over. You can go on from there too. And you can also use this program. It's easiest for changing text in this game for sure, but this is also how you would go about editing levels, and it is very, very easy to break. In fact, if I try to use it, I will probably end up breaking it. So let's see if we can't break it. I mean, to the point where you can even add, edit bad guys mode. There you go, you can edit, put that there, I suppose. Put this guy, he doesn't want to move out of there. All right, that's fine by me. There we go. Sure, why not? Save. Let's do it. You want to save it? Sure. I'm going to save as. If it breaks, it'll crash. So there's that question mark way up there. Oh, there he goes. Hey, where's he going? Get back here. All right. So, oh, and that's from Kid Cool. Oh, and you can see, kind of got upside down there. That's, I don't know. Oh, right back into the bubble bobble. All right, you see what you do to me? You're all a bad influence here. And then we might have enough time just to change the, while we're here, let me show you this other program and then we'll be out of here. So edit the this is the tile editor, and this is how you can edit the intro screen. This is how you can edit the, never mind about all those other hacks I was working on earlier. This is under the Tile Layer Pro. Come on now. Tile Layer Pro. Where are we at here? Good. PRGE, go that one. So here's the title screen for Super Mario Brothers. All right, well, it's no longer called Super Mario Brothers, it's called Super Steve Brothers, apparently. So, and now here's the same tile for the backgrounds. And you can kind of see, if you look around, and it's hard to see because of course we changed it to blue. But you can see like the top and bottom, there's the S and there's more of it. So you can also take that, it's selected now. So now when you click on it over here, well, it's gonna be the same piece because that's, why would I do that? That's already there. But here's this over here, which is also gonna be the same thing a little bit. But you can change it, so here's, the part of the S. And it changes to this. And also through Tile Layer Pro, when you're editing graphics, you can edit these to create, so it doesn't say Super Mario Brothers, you can replace these graphics with anything else and then pop these on over here too. If you want to have, if you want to have a cannon in your, I don't know why you would, because you could, I suppose. Or if you don't want to say super anything, you can also right click and just erase a bunch of it.
Can I ask you what's going on with the options on the right there?
This was programmed in a different language,
Okay.
and when you download this program, which is the Super Mario Brothers tile editor, there is an English walkthrough that says, like, what do these do? What's going on? Which helps, and is sometimes mandatory. So when you look at this, actually that's the error message saying like, hey, hold on, you have way too much stuff going on, you need to scale it back a bit. So it's not even going to let me save it. So I say, okay, it's not going to matter. That will save the thing. You don't need to do that. This will give me an error. But I'm going to just remove a whole lot more of this. I'll kind of make it look mosaic. Why not? So then there's that thing. Okay, that one didn't give me the error this time, so that'll work. So when you do this, and again, there is an English walkthrough when you say like, what each one of these does. All you need to know is like that one will initiate it, this one will set it, and then this weird one over here will save it. You say yes, you say thank you, you say good day to you, and then you go back to your program here, if I can find it again. And then this should work. So, and again, and this takes a long time too, and sometimes you get it so it looks perfect, and then you click that button, and that first error, if you get that error message, it says like you can only have so many bits of information on this screen. It won't even allow it. Oh, nice, thanks. You just ran right into that guy. It was still the same play program of the intro. And with the sounds of the Unipiper, I'm just about out of here. Is there any questions at all, or do you have any concerns or complaints, or tell me stuff? Yeah, ask away, dude.
Yeah, as for like changing game mechanics, like how Mario's fireball would operate, instead of like bouncing, maybe just going like a straight line, how would you go about that?
You know what, I've seen that happen before, and I've never messed with it much, but again, back in the, that one program I was using initially, which is the Super Mario, I should say edit text, so that's pretty much all I ever use it for. Open. Oh, since we're already on it, let's go back to it. Here's this. There are options in here. Like there's even options you can edit text, edit the looping castle if you want to have the castles loop in a different way. Sorting areas, so you start on a different level, or you can even make the entire game end at level 1-4. So if you just after level 1-4, hey, save the princess, you're good to go, and then the end. And I have seen somewhere, I want to say it was in this program, but there was just a lateral, and I'm sure it was done originally through some kind of creative hex editing as it is. Enable piranha plants from 1-1, or you can start with 99 lives. You can start with graphics for vertical fireballs. Rope tree other? I've never actually messed with this before. Vertical fireballs. Tree. Okay. Why not? And this also, this program does have a built-in, has a built-in emulator too, so you can even practice, like especially when you're editing or hacking Super Mario Brothers, you want to see the ending of the game, or you want to see how you edited, Bowser, for instance. I'm going to open up a previous hack I did for this game.
Does this program only work with Super Mario Brothers, or?
This program here only works with Super Mario Brothers, and that's a question I get a lot. Is like, how do I edit the game's design? How do I edit the levels? And the answer is I don't know how, because that's like some in-deep hex editing. But there are on that ROM hacking website. There's level editors for Mega Man, which is why you see a lot of Mega Man hacks. There's a level editor for Contra now, which I've been trying to get into. Super Mario Brothers, of course, and there's a few other ones too. And they're all worth playing around with because they're all ROMs. If you're gonna break it, you just download it again. No problem there. But you know what? I've seen that before because I saw somebody do like a Legend of Zelda, the Zelda 2 Adventures of Link hack that makes it look like it's on the Super Nintendo. It's done with the Mario Brothers engine. Do I even have one? I used to have a ROM full of all the Mario hacks, and that was on there. But the instead of a fireball, it was the sword, and the sword actually just went vertical. I was like, ooh, I want to do that some more, but it's any program like that, I suppose. Any other questions before we get out of here? We're going to have to wrap up here because we have another panel coming in right quick. No. Yes.
Is it easy enough to like edit title screens of other games where people haven't created?
Sometimes it is, only for, and that goes back into the hex editing, and that maybe that'll be another panel for another time. But to go into let me go back in here really quick. Let's go to, you saw nothing. Yeah, that's some advanced, where did you see that? Yeah, it's not quite River City Ransom. Somebody baiting that plays on a Nintendo emulator. Yeah, so I didn't make that one. But when it comes to editing, you'd be sidetracked here. Come on now. If it's just text, it's fine. Like sometimes, because you can take if you can see the text in the design, like the label, you can just edit the tile layer, through Tile Layer Pro, you can edit the graphics of the title screen so it changes to something else. But then there is a way to go through, I'm gonna grab Pac-Man, just for the sake of grabbing something. So there's Pac-Man. And then through the viewer here, it says, actually this is gonna be a good example. This is, hey, somebody put their name in there, that's kind of cool. That happens sometimes. Copyright 1984, Namco. Let's kind of look in the hex editing and see what they threw in there. But when you look into the hex editing, and this is hex editing that's easy and anyone can do it, but it starts with this line up here, which starts with 80, 81, 82, 83, 84. So you can go in here to the hex editor, view the ROM, and look for 81, 82, 83, 84, and you might find, here it is, 85, 86, 87, 88, right here, and then minus the 88. 88 might be something else, or it might duplicate itself. That's saying put these tiles in this order. So instead of saying 81, 82, 83, I'll say 83, 82, 81, depending on what graphics you have in what spot. If you want to put a ghost in there or something like that, you could do that too. And when you do that, and again, I haven't even tested this yet, but I'm pretty sure it will mess up the title screen like I just did. So you can kind of do it that way too. So that's when you go in there and you can say like, well, here's, on the title screen, and when this title screen changes, I want to leave this open. I'm hoping it'll change this automatically. Oh, it's going to prove me wrong. That's fine too. Not the first time. Oh, and the whole thing is like that. Come on now. All right, I'll find another quick game here. Let's go to, perfect example. So you look at the PPU viewer. So there's that, including like Japanese language and everything. But you can see like how when the screen transitions, this transitions, because now these graphics, they're not background, but they're kind of considered background graphics. And you can only have so many graphics and only so many things on screen at one time. This is another little inside Nintendo thing. This is the reason why a lot of older Nintendo games, when you fight a boss battle, the screen turns black, and then it's just you and the boss. It's because a lot of the boss's graphics are background graphics, because it can't hold the background graphics and the title graphics and everything else. It can only hold this much information at a time. So sometimes when you fight a boss battle, it pretty much resets itself and removes the background graphics to make room for the boss's graphics. You play a game like Iron Tank or something like that, and everything, there goes the trees, and then all of a sudden you're fighting this giant tank. So you have to find out which ones are, which tiles are what, for like the title screen, for instance, in order to do that, which will pop up right here. So there's that, and you can kind of change it through Tile Layer Pro, but sometimes like this you might say, well, I'm going to replace this, and then maybe you're going to import your own Superman title screen or something like that you're going to spend time on. Then you have to put those tiles individually. Again, doable, very time consuming though. It is possible though. I did that for, do I even have it here? Oh, I did it for this one, for City Connection. Well, there's City Connection. But then, did I save it? I might not have even saved it. I think I moved it. Oh, I worked on it at home. I did a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles hack of City Connection. But I replaced this screen with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo. But then you play the screen. That's just a way work in progress, so yeah. Oh, you saw nothing. All right, I'm gonna hide that for a second there. He didn't say anything about that. So anyway, that's all the time we have, because we gotta make room for the next panel. But thank you so much for being here. If you want to chat more, I'm at booth 303. And again, all the videos, this was super fast, but all the videos are also they're on YouTube. I'm John Riggs. You can search for John Riggs or the Rigged Gaming's channel or something like that. And thank you so much, and have fun at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. And keep an eye out if you find any Famicom Disk System games, because I'm looking.